Hey guys, it's Wilson here. The number one reason why anyone will buy from you is trust. There are hundreds of different marketing strategies out there to sell something online, to market online. There are Facebook ads, Instagram ads, direct mail, influencer marketing, you name it. Now, aside from word of mouth, which is the number one marketing strategy out there because it is so personable, is email marketing. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how Blendjet, a blender company, generated more than $600,000 in their Black Friday campaign with only using email marketing alone. So make sure that you guys stay until the end as we unravel all the strategies, so then that way you can use it in your business and create tons of revenue. Let's dive right in. So here we are, friends. Today we're going to go over this case study of how Blendjet made over $600,000 in just 30 days through email marketing. Now, the whole story really begins back in March of 2019 when Blendjet recognized the importance of email marketing and reached out to Hustler Marketing. Now, Hustler Marketing worked very closely to set up the whole game plan for Blendjet with the 3 strategies that they employed. That's their signature game plan. First, they worked to set up the opt-in on the website to attract more people to the list. This is what's also known as lead magnets with different pop-ups and whatnot. Now, why is that super important to begin with? It is super important for us to set the right hook to capture as many traffic as possible. So there's a ton of people going to your website, but if you don't capture them properly, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to market to them in the future. The analogy that I love to use is it doesn't matter how much water you pour in a bucket. If there's tons of holes in it, we won't be able to keep any of the water, which is why it's super important for us to fix all the holes first to keep as much water as possible in the bucket. That's the same analogy as Hustler Marketing using to make sure that they keep as many of the email subscribers as possible. And to date, they have amassed more than 700,000 profiles for Blendjet. Now, the second strategy that they used is that they segmented the list by engagement tiers. Now, what does that even mean? Well, they segmented the different engagement tiers, meaning that when was the last time the user visited the website? When was the last time they bought from Blendjet? When was the last time that they emailed Blendjet, etc., etc. So basically, by separating them in different stages, then now all the messages that go towards these different segments would be super targeted, like promotions and nurturing content specifically targeting each stage of what their customers are at. Now, why is that the case again? It is because, as I stated from the very beginning of the video, the only reason why someone will buy from you is trust. Trust is being built by being relatable, and which is why segmenting the list is by how much they engage will definitely increase the relatability and thus increase the trust, which ends up bringing more sales. The third strategy that Hustler Marketing did was that they created automatic flows, like these sequences that was triggered by different behaviors of the customers and thus catered to their specific needs. Now, for example, if someone added something to the cart, but the phone rings and then they leave and then they totally forget about the fact that they added something on the cart and so they didn't buy. Well, Hustler Marketing decided to, hey, you know what, send them a little nudge, send them an email just to remind them that, hey, you know what, you still have something in your cart, come and check out. And that itself created a lot of conversions to make sure that, you know what, people are actually buying from them again. Now, oftentimes after sending the potential customers 1 to 2 follow-up emails with discounts, the customer will feel much more justified to complete their purchase. Now, this is the whole game plan that they had, and as simple as it sounds, is actually a lot of work and a lot of coordination. The goal that they had set out was to hit 300K in total email revenue for the entire Black Friday campaign. As much as it seemed ambitious at that time, but with the skill set of Hustler Marketing and the superior quality of their whole team, it seemed doable. And that's the goal that Blendjet and Hustler Marketing set out to achieve. So they went straight to work with the 3 simple yet effective strategies. Now, let's jump into the results a little bit, guys. By the end of the whole campaign, December 17th, they doubled their goal with more than 600K directly generated through email marketing from November 17th to December 17th. That's like their goal, their ambitious goal was 300K. They hit more than 600K, guys. That's crazy. Now, to break it down to show you guys some more numbers, and then that way we can do a deep dive on how this whole thing works and how the numbers came about, we actually broke it down into the flows. Flows was $330,000 that came directly from the automatic flows that was set up. So flows is basically the sequence of emails that are triggered by certain events. And the remaining 285K came from catered individual emails to specific segmented audience. And this is just like a one-off emails that were sent. Crazy stuff. Now let's dive into the strategy overview of basically how this whole thing broke down. To break this down even further with specific strategies that was used within each section, we're going to start with the automatic flow first. And that's where the $330,000 came from, which was the automatic flow. Now, as you can see, 16.3% came from post-purchase flow. What is the post-purchase flow? It means that, after someone purchased, they got upsold again. 29.8% was converted using the welcome flow. So a series of emails that was sent when people subscribed to become a subscriber. 29.8% followed and converted through the cart abandonment flow. And so that's exactly what I was talking about, that someone added to the cart, but then they ended up not buying for whatever the reason may be, whether their phone rang, whether they had to go out for lunch. And because of this follow-up sequence with the emails, they end up buying even more. And 7% converted from the browse abandonment flow. So basically someone that was browsing on the site and they didn't buy anything, and then a series of email was sent to this person, and thus they purchased after the fact. Now, these catered individual emails, these campaigns, was much more of a focus during the launch period because increasing the campaign frequency and expanded the segments to reach as many people as possible during this period. There you go, increasing campaign frequency and expanded the segments to reach as many people as possible. This is the part that I'm referring to, November and December. Now, let's deep dive into the campaigns. The key here is also how Hustler Marketing focused on the best practices to ensure that they had the best open rate possible at 18.8%. Let me grab that right here, okay guys? 18.8%. That's a huge, huge open rate with a 1.1% click-through rate. So what does it mean by having a high click-through rate? You need to make sure that you send good quality emails way prior to the actual event itself, because when people are having this habit of opening up your emails all the time and you're not selling them and you providing value to them, they would be much more inclined to keep opening up emails that are sent from you. And that 18.8% of the people actually open up the emails every time Blendjet sends the email, because it doesn't matter how great and how salesy and how irresistible your offers are. If they don't open up the email, they will never see these offers and they'll never buy from you. That's the reason why having a good open rate and high open rate is so crucial to the success of the campaign. With a 1.1 click-through rate, it's the same thing. If people don't click through to the website, if they don't click through to see what the offer is, they will never be able to check out. And that's the reason why having a click-through rate of 1.1% is also very, very impressive and is also crucial for their success. And all in all, this one email alone generated more than $26,000. The one that you see right here, this is the one that generated more than $26,000 amongst the many other emails that was sent. Now, during this whole campaign, the team at Hustler Marketing kept tabs on the metric on a daily basis to ensure that what was working, they doubled down on it. And things that didn't work, they would tweak and revise right away. So then that way, they're always on tabs and always fighting with time to make sure that everything is working perfectly. This was also to ensure that they had an amazing open rate, because if things slip, if the email that was sent, something was wrong with it, and if they don't fix it right away, they can't wait for a week to fix it, and because now's the time because it is during Black Friday. And that's how they ensured to have a good open rate and a click-through rate throughout the whole month so that people can actually receive, see, and buy from their emails, as you can see from the graph, guys. This is what I'm referring to, guys, right here, the graphs. Amazing open rate and click-through rate. Now, we're going to dive a little bit more into the flow segment and an example of how Hustler Marketing did an amazing job and is also different for all different stages of the customer lifecycle. And as you can see right here, they had sequences for each and every single sequence. As I was saying previously, you need to be able to specifically pinpoint where that customer journey is. And it is because someone who is a skeptical prospect who just landed on the website of Blendjet has a totally different mindset than an active, loyal customer that has bought from them over and over again to someone that hasn't bought from Blendjet for a long time. The way they speak to them is different. The mind state that they're in is completely different, which is the reason why creating specific sequence of email that speaks directly to them would allow these flows and allows these emails to convert much, much better, because once again, it's all about the trust for someone to buy from you. And to make things even more efficient, the Hustler team went on to translate all the sequences of the emails to 5 different languages, all this to earn the trust to better communicate to the prospects that they're targeting. And as we can see right here, and we're just going to go over 3 or 4 of the flows. The first flow is the welcome flow. And the goal here is to introduce the brand, educate new customers. And this itself, this welcome flow, generated more than $96,000 throughout the whole campaign. And the second one is the cart abandonment flow. And as you can see, this generated more than $150,000 as the whole campaign. Cart abandonment, once again, it's someone that added to the cart but never went through with a purchase. After that, Hustler Marketing would then send them a series of emails to remind them and to give them incentive to actually do the purchase. Third, browse and abandonment, same thing. It's people who are browsing but didn't buy, send them a series of emails. These are really carefully crafted emails that would actually help convert these people into actual buyers. So $32,000 generated from that, and then post-purchase, $52,000. And as you can see, these are all as a result of only doing email marketing alone. And this, as you can see, even the CEO of Blendjet wrote such a dazzling review and testimonial for Hustler Marketing. So if you guys are wanting to learn more about email marketing, or you just want to have an agency do all the work for you, then definitely check out Hustler Marketing in the description below. Really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.